Leaving your dog alone can be harder than you think. Whether you're heading to work, running errands, or enjoying a night out, your dog might be struggling with anxiety, wondering when, or if, you'll come back. Many well-meaning dog owners try to comfort their pets, but unknowingly end up making the situation worse. In this video, we'll walk you through 12 common mistakes people make when leaving their dogs home alone, and more importantly, we'll show you what you should be doing instead to ease your dog's separation anxiety. By the end of this video, you'll have all the tips and tricks you need to say goodbye without guilt and make your dog's time alone much easier. And if you're passionate about giving your dog the best care possible, don't forget to hit subscribe and join our growing community of devoted dog lovers. Mistake 12, rushing out in the morning. We've all been there, the alarm goes off late, and suddenly, you're scrambling to get everything ready. You barely have time to grab a coffee, let alone think about your dog's needs. In the rush to get out the door, many dog owners forget how stressful it can be for their pups to watch them hurry away. This frantic start to the day doesn't just stress you out, it also causes anxiety for your dog, who's left wondering if or when you'll return. But here's the thing, a rushed departure can actually make your dog's separation anxiety worse. The video suggests taking a few extra minutes to slow down in the morning. Instead of rushing, try waking up just a bit earlier. Giving yourself enough time to take your dog for a longer walk before you leave is a game changer. A nice, calm walk helps tire out your pup, both physically and mentally. A well-exercised dog is far more likely to settle down and sleep while you're gone, which means they'll feel less lonely and anxious throughout the day. It might mean sacrificing a few extra minutes of sleep, but trust us, it's worth it. That extra walk will help your dog feel more relaxed and make your morning routine a lot smoother. Plus, a tired dog is a happy dog, and a happy dog is less likely to freak out when you walk out the door. So, next time you're tempted to skip that walk, think about how much better your dog, and your morning, will be if you make the time. Mistake 11, making a big fuss before leaving. We all love showering our dogs with affection, especially when we're about to leave them for the day. But here's the thing, making a big deal out of your departure can unintentionally cause more harm than good. When you act overly emotional, giving your dog tons of attention, hugs, and kisses right before you leave, it can make the whole situation seem more stressful for them. They start to think that your leaving is a big event, which naturally triggers anxiety. Imagine it from your dog's perspective, if you act like the departure is dramatic, they'll start to feel like it's a big deal too. The more you emphasize the separation, the more your dog will associate it with feelings of uncertainty and fear. This is exactly the opposite of what you want to achieve. Instead, aim for a calm, low-key goodbye. Keep it brief and matter-of-fact. You don't need to give your dog a whole production before walking out the door. A simple, quiet goodbye is all that's needed. By staying calm and composed, you're sending the message that leaving isn't something to be anxious about. This helps your dog feel more secure, knowing that it's just part of the normal routine. Your dog looks to you for cues on how to react. If you stay relaxed and confident, they're more likely to follow your lead and remain calm. So, next time you're getting ready to leave, remember, less is more. Your dog will thank you for it. Mistake 10, overreacting upon return. We all know the joy of coming home to a wagging tail and excited dog. It's one of the best parts of the day, our pets are over the moon to see us again. However, as much as we love these enthusiastic greetings, going overboard can actually reinforce your dog's anxious behavior. When you greet your dog with excessive excitement, you're unintentionally rewarding their over-the-top reactions, which might make them more anxious when you leave the next time. Imagine this, every time you come home, your dog jumps around, barks, and shows signs of stress, and you respond with lots of praise and affection. What happens? Your dog starts to associate your return with a big burst of excitement and anxiety, thinking that being overly emotional is how they should behave. Instead of calming down, they get even more worked up every time you leave or return. So, what can you do instead? The key is to greet your dog calmly and without too much fanfare. When you come home, try to wait until your dog settles down before offering affection. Let them calm down on their own, and then shower them with love once they've relaxed. This helps break the cycle of excitement and encourages them to stay calm when you return, making the transition smoother for both of you. It's about setting the right tone and teaching your dog that coming and going is just a normal part of life, not something to get worked up about. Mistake 9. Ignoring destructive behaviors. When your dog has separation anxiety, you may notice some destructive behaviors that only make the situation more stressful for both of you. Chewing on furniture, soiling in the house, or tearing up toys can be signs that your dog is struggling emotionally while you're away. But here's a common mistake many owners make: scolding or punishing their dog after they return home for these behaviors. The problem is, your dog won't understand why they're being punished for something they did hours ago. When you punish them after the fact, you're not addressing the root cause of the issue, you're only confusing your dog and making them feel worse. They may start to associate your return with negative emotions, further increasing their anxiety the next time you leave. Instead of punishing destructive behaviors, it's important to focus on preventing them. If your dog is soiling in the house, consider arranging for a dog walker or a neighbor to let them out midday. If your dog is chewing on furniture or personal items, make sure they have plenty of safe chew toys or puzzle feeders to keep them busy. Giving them alternatives to destructive behaviors will help them release their anxiety in healthier ways. And remember, never scold your dog for behaviors that happen while you're away. They simply won't connect your actions with the behavior, and it can damage your relationship with your pet. The solution lies in prevention, providing enrichment, and helping your dog feel secure even when you're not around. Mistake 8. Tidying up too much. We all like a tidy home, but when it comes to leaving your dog alone, over-tidying can be counterproductive. Sure, clearing away all the toys and clutter makes the house look nice, but it also means you're taking away your dog's entertainment for the day. Imagine being stuck inside for hours with nothing to do. Boredom can lead to stress, and stress can lead to destructive behaviors. Dogs need mental stimulation to keep them engaged and calm while you're away, and removing their toys and activities leaves them with little to do but worry and create chaos. Instead of tidying up everything, try spreading out your dog's toys throughout the house. This gives them more things to do, and it's a simple way to keep them engaged mentally. Interactive toys like puzzle feeders or treat dispensing toys can provide hours of entertainment, keeping your dog's mind active as they work to get the treats out. You can even rotate toys each day to keep things fresh, or hide a few treats around the house for your dog to sniff out. By keeping their environment engaging, you're helping reduce anxiety and ensuring they stay busy while you're gone. So, the next time you're getting ready to leave, think twice before putting everything away. A little bit of mess can be a good thing if it means your dog is mentally stimulated and relaxed in your absence. Mistake 7. Lack of a safe space. When you're not around, your dog needs a place to feel safe, especially if they experience anxiety when left alone. A common mistake many pet owners make is not providing a designated, safe space for their dog to retreat to when they feel overwhelmed or anxious. Whether it's a crate, a corner of the room, or even a cardboard box with a blanket inside, a cozy and secure spot gives your dog somewhere to go when they need comfort. Without this space, they might turn to destructive behaviors like chewing, scratching, or soiling as a way to cope with stress. Think of this safe space as your dog's personal retreat, a den where they can relax and feel secure, away from the chaos of being home alone. If your dog is crate trained, a crate can serve as a calming den, but if you prefer to let them roam, it's just as important to create a designated area that they associate with comfort and security. Now, this doesn't mean you need to lock your dog away in a room or crate. You can allow them the freedom to roam the house, but always make sure they have that safe space to return to when they need a break. If they're feeling anxious, they'll know they have somewhere to go where they can relax, reducing the chances of them acting out due to stress. So, whether it's a cozy crate or a quiet corner, providing your dog with a retreat where they feel safe and calm will help them handle your absence much better. It's a simple step that can make a huge difference in how they cope with being left alone. Mistake 6. Keeping curtains closed. We often close our curtains out of habit or to keep the room dark for a good night's sleep, but when you're leaving your dog alone, this can unintentionally deprive them of valuable mental stimulation. Dogs are naturally curious creatures, and having an unobstructed view of the world outside can be a huge source of entertainment. Whether it's the passing cars, people walking by, or the occasional bird or squirrel, these outdoor sights can keep your dog mentally engaged and provide some comfort while you're away. Closing the curtains or blinds keeps your dog from having any visual stimulation, which can make them more likely to get bored and anxious. Instead, try opening the curtains before you leave, allowing your dog to watch the world go by. If you live in a busy area, they might enjoy watching pedestrians and cars. If you're in a more rural setting, the occasional bird or critter passing by could provide hours of entertainment. Dogs who are used to watching outside might even find the activity soothing, especially on those long afternoons when the house feels empty. Even a small change like this, opening the curtains and letting in some light, can have a surprisingly positive impact on your dog's mood. Just remember, it's not only about the views they get but also about letting in natural sunlight, which helps regulate their sleep cycle and keeps them feeling more comfortable. Mistake 5. Leaving the TV/radio on unmonitored. Many dog owners try to alleviate their pet's loneliness by leaving the TV or radio on while they're gone, thinking that the human voices or sounds will keep their dog company. While this might seem like a good idea, it can backfire if the content you leave on turns out to be startling or uncomfortable for your dog. Imagine this: you leave the house with a calming classical music station playing, but by the time you return, a loud thunderstorm or fireworks display has come on, and your dog is terrified. Or, a loud commercial break with sudden, jarring noises could frighten them even more. Without you there to reassure them, these unexpected sounds could lead to increased anxiety. To avoid this, it's crucial to be mindful of what your dog is exposed to while you're gone. Instead of simply leaving the TV or radio on a random channel, pre-select calming, consistent content. This could be a playlist with soft music, a white noise machine, or a TV program that has gentle sounds. You can even leave a channel with soothing nature sounds or dog-friendly content. Additionally, make sure to turn off any appliances or devices that could create startling sounds, such as dishwashers, washing machines, or vacuums. Your goal is to create a soothing environment, not one filled with unpredictable noise that could make your dog more anxious. By planning ahead and choosing the right content, you can ensure your dog feels more relaxed and comforted by the background noise, rather than stressed or scared by it. Mistake 4. Sudden, unprepared isolation. One of the biggest mistakes you can make when leaving your dog alone is going from constant togetherness to sudden, extended isolation. Many owners assume that once they need to leave for work or a day out, their dog should just adjust to being alone for hours. But this approach can create anxiety and confusion for your pup. Dogs, like us, need time to adapt, and going from 100% attention to zero can be a shocking transition. Instead of jumping straight into leaving your dog alone for a full day, start small. Practice short separations where you leave the room for just a few minutes and gradually increase the duration. Each time you return, reward your dog with a treat or praise, reinforcing that your departures are nothing to worry about. Over time, your dog will begin to understand that no matter how long you're gone, you will always return, and there's no reason to stress. By building up to longer absences, your dog will become more comfortable with the idea of being left alone, reducing anxiety and helping them adjust without feeling abandoned. This gradual desensitization process is key to helping your dog develop a healthy sense of security. Mistake 3. Inconsistent return times. Dogs thrive on routine. They are incredibly attuned to patterns, and they use these routines to understand their world. When your dog knows exactly when to expect you back, it provides a sense of safety and predictability. But if your return times are inconsistent, it can create confusion and anxiety for your dog. If you come home at different times every day, your dog will never know when to expect you, leaving them on edge and constantly waiting for your return. This uncertainty increases anxiety and can even cause separation distress as your dog begins to associate your absence with confusion and worry. While life doesn't always allow you to come home at exactly the same time every day, try to stick to a regular pattern as much as possible. If you can, aim for roughly the same time every day or create a consistent routine around your departures and arrivals. The more predictable your schedule is, the less anxious your dog will feel when you're away, making their alone time much easier to bear. Mistake 2: leaving out too much food. It's natural to want to ensure your dog has plenty of food while you're away, but leaving out a large bowl of food all day long isn't the best solution. In fact, it can cause more harm than good. Dogs have evolved to eat in a feast or famine style, meaning their wild ancestors would have gorged on food when they could and then gone without until the next meal. This instinct still runs deep, and when left with an all-day buffet, your dog is likely to eat the entire amount in one sitting, even if it makes them feel sick afterward. Not only can this lead to overeating and potential digestive issues, but it also doesn't keep your dog engaged. The excitement of having food all day long wears off quickly, and your dog may get bored and anxious. Instead, offer smaller portions spread throughout the day or, better yet, use puzzle feeders or treat dispensing toys that will encourage your dog to work for their food. This keeps them mentally stimulated, slows down their eating, and makes mealtime a more rewarding experience. It's the perfect way to enrich their alone time and reduce any boredom or stress they may feel while you're gone. Mistake 1: ignoring anxiety during separation. Perhaps the most harmful mistake of all is ignoring your dog's anxiety during separation. Some owners think that by ignoring their dog's distress and letting them cry it out, they'll eventually get used to being alone. But this approach can make the problem worse, not better. When your dog cries, barks, or whines in your absence, it's not a manipulative behavior, it's a sign of real distress. Simply ignoring it can leave your dog feeling abandoned and more anxious in the long run. Instead, respond to your dog's anxiety in a calm and measured way. When you first leave, avoid making a big deal out of it, but if your dog becomes distressed while you're gone, don't wait until you return home to address it. If possible, try to hire a dog walker or arrange for a friend to come by and comfort your dog during the day, especially if they're showing signs of high anxiety. When you do come home, resist the urge to immediately smother your dog with affection. While it's tempting, rewarding anxious behavior with too much attention can reinforce their stress. Instead, give your dog a chance to calm down first, and then shower them with praise and affection once they've settled. Over time, as you consistently reassure your dog and provide comfort in a calm manner, they'll begin to associate your departures with security, not anxiety. The goal is not to suppress their feelings, but to gradually teach your dog that being alone isn't something to fear. With patience and a little effort, you can help your dog feel safe, secure, and relaxed, even when you're not at home. Leaving your dog alone can be a challenge, but with the right approach, it doesn't have to be stressful for either of you. By avoiding these common mistakes and implementing some simple strategies, you can help your dog feel more secure, calm, and confident when you're away. Remember, the key is patience, routine, and understanding your dog's needs. Small changes can make a big difference in their well-being. If you found these tips helpful, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you tried any of these strategies with your own dog? Or maybe you have some additional tips to share. Drop a comment below, and let's get the conversation going. And if you want more helpful advice on how to care for your furry friend, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest videos, because your dog's happiness and health are our top priority. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.